Hello students, I'm back with my another video, and this time we are having our poem 6, that is Amanda, of our NCERT 10th class book, and it is written by Robin Klein. So let's see what is the introduction of the poem. So the poem is about an adolescent girl, Amanda, who, like every child, feels that her freedom is curtailed. She feels her life is controlled with lots of do's and don'ts. She wants freedom from all the restrictions. So, let's see. The poem Amanda is about a small child whose parents are forever nagging her about what to do and what not to do. So, this frequent interference makes her very unhappy. It seems as if she is not free to do anything that she wants to do. She wants freedom from all the restrictions. She dreams to lead a life of a mermaid in a languid, emerald sea, with her being the only inhabitant there. She feels that an orphan has more freedom than her. She also wished to lead a calm and quiet life in a tower like that of Rapunzel, with nobody to disturb her. So let's see that what is in the poem. So this is our first paraphrase, and it is mentioned here. Don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. Stop that slouching and sit up straight, Amanda. So although there is no reference in the poem, but the content and the tone of the speaker shows that she is Amanda's mother. So we can say that these conversation or all these lines that has said by Amanda's mother. So Amanda's mother tells her in a very stern manner not to bite her nails. Then she instructs her not to slouch her shoulder. Slouching means shifting in a lazy way. Whenever your parents has said to you to do anything, sometimes you feel lazy. So on that time you are slouching your shoulders. So in the same way, when the mother has instructed her not to slouch her shoulders. Instead, she wants Amanda to sit up with her back straightened. So next lines. There is a languid emerald sea, where the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid driftfully, blissfully. So here Amanda, she does not care about her mother's instruction. So whatever the lines that has given in this poem in paragraph form, so all these are the conversation of Amanda herself. So in these lines she says, let's see again. There is a languid emerald sea, where the sole inhabitant is me. So here Amanda does not care too much about her mother's instruction. She loves to live in an imaginary world. She imagines that she is not a human but a mermaid, and she is alone in a beautiful green sea. Where the sole inhabitant is me and a mermaid drifting blissfully, and she is drifting alone in a relaxed manner in the sea. So she wishes that if it could be possible. Next paragraph. Did you finish your homework, Amanda? Did you tidy your room, Amanda? I thought I told you to clean your shoes, Amanda. So again these lines that has said by Amanda's mother. So now she says that mother has said that it is both irritating and angry at Amanda, because she asked from her that did you finish your homework. She once again speaks to her in an authoritative tone and asks her whether she has completed the homework assigned by the school teacher. Further, she asks her whether or not she has cleaned up her own room. She also reminds Amanda of her earlier instruction to clean her shoes, but it is still undone. Again, these lines that is in the paragraph form, it is said by Amanda. So let's see what Amanda has said. I am an orphan roaming the street. I pattern soft dust with my hushed bare feet. The silence is golden, the freedom is sweet. So now I am an orphan. Orphan means a child whose parents are dead. So now she said that once again that little Amanda withdraws into her own imagination, and she imagined herself to be an orphan girl roaming about the street. Bare feet, she walks on a dirty street silently, making patterns in the dirt while walking, and she cherishes the silence as well as the freedom to do whatever she likes in the world of her imagination. Now she said the silence is golden and the freedom is sweet. So it means that she just wants the silence and she wants the freedom only, so that no one could disturb her. So ironically, there is no silence or freedom in her present life according to Amanda. Let's see what is in the next paragraph. Don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. Remember your acne, Amanda. Will you please look at me when I am speaking to you, Amanda? Now again, Amanda's mother tells Amanda that not to have any chocolate, for it might cause acne on her face. Acne means pimples. So it seems that acne is a recurring problem for Amanda because her mother wants her to remember how they had looked on her earlier too, and that she might not have forgotten the experience so easily. So perhaps this unpleasant memory has made Amanda turn her face away, and for her mother then tells Amanda to look at her while she is speaking as a sign of respect towards her. Next lines that has said by Amanda, again it is in the paragraph form. I am a Rapunzel. I have not a care. Life in a tower is a tranquil and rare. I will certainly never let down by my bright hair. Now Amanda has said that I am a Rapunzel. Now in order to take a break out her mother's nagging, so Amanda remarks once again to withdraw into the fantasy world, and she imagined herself to be Rapunzel. Rapunzel is a girl who is having long bright hair. So she imagined herself to be Rapunzel, perfectly happy to live alone in the tower, for she has nothing to worry about. However, unlike Rapunzel, Amanda is happy being alone in the tower and decides never to lower her hair in an attempt to escape from the tower. Means she doesn't want that anyone would come and save her. Let's see. This is the last paragraph of our poem. Stop that sulking at us, Amanda. You are always so moody, Amanda. Anyone would think that I nagged at you, Amanda. So sulking means in a bad mood. Moody means unstable. Sometimes our parents are also said to us that you are so moody. And nag means harass, or we can say that fault also. So she said that now the Amanda's mother thinks that Amanda is getting bad tempered. So she said to her that stop that sulking at once, Amanda. So she tells her to stop sulking and accuses her of being too moody. She fears that people would blame the mother and call her nagging for all the attitude and the behavior. So I hope, student, that you have got the idea about this poem. So let's see about the exercise or the question answer of this chapter. Now the first question is that how old do you think Amanda is, and how do you know this? So Amanda is probably in her early teens, but the age that is not mentioned in the chapter. So she is a school going girl and develops acne on her face. So usually boys or girls at this age have them on their faces. So it might be that she is in her early teens. What do you think is speaking to her? As earlier I told you that although there is no reference in the poem, but the concern and the tone of the speaker shows that she is Amanda's mother. Next question is, what could Amanda do if she wears a mermaid? What could Amanda do if she were a mermaid? As a mermaid, Amanda could move about in the green sea blissfully, because she has already said that she want to live a peaceful life. So Amanda could move about in the green sea blissfully. Next question. Is Amanda an orphan? Why does she say so? So no, Amanda is not an orphan wandering in the street. It is clear in stanza 4 that she says so because she wants to have freedom, which perhaps she does not have being a parental child. Next question. Do you know the story of Rapunzel? Why does she want to be Rapunzel? So Rapunzel was a golden haired girl who had been kept in a tower by a witch. So Amanda thinks that Rapunzel's lives in the lonely tower must have been very happy and wonderful. That is why she wants to be a Rapunzel. Last question. What does the girl yearn for, and what does this poem tell us about Amanda? The girl yearns for freedom. The poem tells us that she is an imaginative girl who is constantly nagged by her unimaginative parent, and she wants to lead her life the way she likes. So this is the exercise of our chapter. I hope that you have got the idea. Thank you.